Just ahead on CTV News.
2 students died of the flu in Prince George's County. I'm Byron Scott. Will have that story coming up.
Plus, the county council donates safety gear to another country. And Simon Bucks has our Monday sports page. Those stories and more on CTV News starting now. Good evening. This is CTV News for March 10th. I'm Michaela Newton. Thanks so much for joining us. Well, the Prince George's County School District is urging parents to get their kids immunized against the flu. The advice follows the death of 2 students who died from the virus. Byron Scott has our story.
Well, as we said, 2 students have died of the flu here in Prince George's County. One a student here at John Bain Elementary in Capitol Heights. The other a student at CMIT North Elementary. Now, Superintendent Millard House made the announcement in a letter to parents and the school community on Friday. Officials say the county has been experiencing an uptick in the number of flu cases. House says several schools are also seeing higher numbers. Now, the school district is proposing several measures aimed at limiting the spread of the disease. They include keeping your child home if they are experiencing flu symptoms. Parents are also encouraged to get their kids vaccinated against the flu. Now, to that end, the county's health department is offering flu vaccines at the Cheverly Health Department from 9 to 3 Monday through Friday. The district is also working with the health department to provide flu vaccines at affected schools. Now, the school system has also taken steps to mitigate the spread of the disease, including enhanced cleaning of high-touch areas, and if flu cases reach critical levels, temporary masking may be required. Now, the district has not released the names of the 2 students who indicated their grade level. For those who want more information about resources and information, you can go to pgcps.org/flu. Back to you in the studio.
All right, Byron, thanks so much. And again, for more information on available resources, go to pgcps.org/flu. And a measles warning in Maryland. Health officials are sounding the alarm. The Maryland Health Department confirms a measles case in Howard County tied to international travel. Now, potential exposure sites include Dulles Airport on March 5th and Johns Hopkins Howard County Medical Center on March 7th. Symptoms include high fever, cough, and a red rash. Infants, pregnant women, and immunocompromised individuals face the highest risk of getting measles.
If they were there at those places during those times and dates, they should talk to their healthcare provider. If they don't have a healthcare provider, they can call their local health department to see if that there's anything that should be done. We know that Maryland has a high vaccine coverage rate in school-age children. Vaccination with the MMR vaccine is a requirement for school admission in Maryland. And so we do have an idea that we are over 95% vaccinated in our general population. Having said that, there are pockets of the population that we know are under-vaccinated, so we still have work to do.
Now, officials say this case is not linked to the recent deadly outbreaks in Texas or New Mexico. Anyone who may have been exposed should monitor for symptoms for 21 days and call your doctor before visiting to prevent spreading the virus. And the county's special election was 6 days ago, and votes are still being counted. Unofficial results show that Aisha Braveboy is to be the projected winner of the Democratic Party's candidate for county executive. So far, she received 46.61% of the vote. Now, if the numbers continue to trend in her favor, she will likely face Republican Jonathan White in the general election this summer. The provisional ballots are the final set of votes to be counted. Meanwhile, in the District 5 race, Democrat Shayla Adams Stafford will likely face off against Republican Fred Price Jr. in the general election. And the city of College Park is gearing up for their special election tomorrow to fill the City Council District 3 seat. The 3 candidates running for the position are Michael Meadow, UMD student Gannon Sprinkle, and UMD chaplain Raymond Ranker. The District 3 seat was left open after former council member Stuart Adams resigned in January. And College Park residents can vote by mail or in person tomorrow from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. at City Hall. Now, as President Donald Trump's new policies on federal agencies cuts out thousands of government employees, we've been hearing how those affect Maryland, particularly in counties that border the district like Montgomery and Prince George's. But the county with the most federal workers relative to population size is actually St. Mary's County. Nearly 10% of the workforce in St. Mary's is employed by the federal government. Federal layoffs could continue to have far-reaching effects in the state, especially if they start impacting the military and defense sector. And Annapolis lawmakers are in the final 30 days of their tough 3-month session. They're trying to balance a budget with a $3 billion deficit while facing a potential federal government shutdown in just 4 days. That could strain state unemployment insurance as more federal workers are laid off. Before the session ends April 7th, lawmakers must decide which taxes to raise and which programs to cut. It's looking increasingly likely that a special session will needed this fall to address policies from the Trump administration. And a Maryland hairstylist is being charged with assault after dragging her 15-year-old client. Take a look at your screen. This was a viral video from inside the salon showing the hairstylist, 18-year-old Jayla Cunningham, dragging the teen across the floor. According to reports, the incident began over a payment dispute when the teen reportedly sent the money for her service to the wrong Cash App account. CTV News spoke with the civil attorney representing the teenage client.
The minor child has suffered both psychological and physical damages as a result of this incident. Our position, or we represent the client civilly. So essentially what we're doing is basically what we would call a premise liability case. So the minor child was a business invitee, and she was on commercial property where she was then assaulted by a business owner.
And the Prince George's State's Attorney's Office is handling the criminal investigation. And you're watching CTV News. I'm Michaela Newton. Still to come, reconstruction of Black Lives Matter Plaza begins today in the district. After the break, find out why it's being removed.
We hear the stories of people forced to abandon their home. The stories of people whose dreams have been swept away, or their lives left hanging by a thread. Or whose worlds have been blasted apart. Although the stories repeat themselves, each person's experience is unique as they are. And whether it's care or community that people need, we're here to help them live a new chapter, to embrace what makes them unique, be a lifeline to the most vulnerable.
Out! Out! Everybody out! Come on!
Good job. Under 2 minutes.
Keep your loved ones safe from home fires. Practice a 2-minute drill until it's part of your routine. And test your smoke alarms monthly.
In America, millions of families are facing hunger.
After rent and power, I can get groceries. It's sad to say food comes last. Anna from Texas. The Feeding America network of food banks helps provide over 6 billion meals to people in need each year. Together, we can end hunger. Learn more at feedingamerica.org.
The Attorney General's office is leading the investigation into a deadly crash in the county Friday night. The scene started here at the 6000 block of Marlboro Pike, where a District Heights police officer attempted to pull over an Infiniti SUV. Another District Heights officer and Capitol Heights officer found the Infiniti and attempted to pull them over. They collided with 4 other vehicles at the 1200 block of Addison Road South. A woman and a child in one of the vehicles was taken to the hospital where the child later died. The driver of the Infiniti is now in custody. And the Maryland Democratic Party is calling for an investigation into an online effort aimed at Governor Wes Moore. The group behind the campaign, nomore.org, has been using its website and social media to criticize Moore over issues like the state budget and taxes. In a complaint to the Maryland State Board of Elections, the party argues that the campaign may be violating state election laws by spreading campaign material without proper registration and an incomplete authority line. In response, the group claims it is following the law and will register when required. The State Board of Elections has confirmed it is investigating the matter. Now, despite the America First agenda coming from the White House, here in Prince George's, the county government is giving a helping hand to a foreign country in need. CTV's Katira Jones was at a fire station in Capitol Heights with more.
We can assure you that this equipment will go a long way in helping our firefighters.
The Prince George's Fire Department is stepping up and are donating used firefighter gear to first responders in Liberia. The call to action came from Council Member Walla Begay, who's also Liberian American, to Fire Chief Tiffany Green about what can be done to help Liberian first responders.
I understand the importance of personal protective equipment for our firefighters. I am grateful to be able to have that ability to purchase it here and procure it through our county government.
Officials say more than $150,000 worth of PPE gear that the agency is no longer using will be sent to Liberia. This is some of the gear. It includes helmets, boots, jackets, and coats.
Both Prince George's and Montgomery County has the highest population of Liberians, and I just wanted to say, if we had gear that we can contribute, why not do it to a country that's dear to my heart and dear to many here?
But the overall is that fire has been on the increase. And so with this donation, it's going to go a long way in helping the firefighters to be able to save lives.
Green says the firefighter gear will be cleaned before it's shipped out to Liberia. Katira Jones, CTV News.
As Maryland faces a $3 billion budget deficit this year, payroll data shows state workers collectively earned more than $400 million in overtime costs in 2024. That's a nearly 38% increase from 4 years earlier. Now, this comes as state agencies struggle to remain fully staffed. Personnel costs are one of the top reasons behind Maryland's deficit this year. While some lawmakers have proposed a freeze on hiring, others say it would only worsen issues like overtime. And Republicans in Congress are looking at Medicaid as a potential source for funding tax cuts, targeting the program that serves 72 million low-income Americans. This has raised concerns among state leaders and the many GOP constituents who rely on Medicaid. Democrats have seized on the issue, accusing Republicans of hurting vulnerable Americans to protect tax breaks for the wealthy. Some GOP lawmakers are pushing back, signaling they won't support cuts to Medicaid benefits, a shift that could impact negotiations moving forward. And reconstruction on the district's Black Lives Matter plaza begins today. This comes days after D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser said it would be reimagined in the light of potential congressional interference. The mural came about during the protests against police brutality in 2020. Now reconstruction will take place over the next several weeks, according to the District Department of Transportation. It will cause some temporary closures, so make sure you keep an eye out for those changes. And so to come on CTV News, whether you want to get ready for spring break or just want to tone up for the summer, Bryce and Darian are getting us ready for another Fit and Focus segment.
What's up, Fit and Focus family? We're back in the CTV studios. I'm Bryce, this is Darian, and since you all love our full body workout so much, we're gonna give you another one right after the break. Don't go anywhere, we'll be right back.
Most hiring algorithms would scream me out.
Some bosses couldn't see me as a leader.
I've run this place for 20 years, but I still need to prove that I'm more than what you see on paper.
I've been running code as long as I've been able to reach a keyboard.
This is what I do. It's second nature for me, coordinating 100 details at once.
It's the way my mind works. I have a very mechanical brain.
I sold them on my skills.
You gotta be so good they can't ignore you.
My magic is
analytics and empathy. That's how I'm getting clients. You have to have the confidence in yourself to show up and defy the odds.
I'm more than who I am on paper.
I never got a college degree. And today, I'm the CEO of my own company. People want to tell me I'm one in a million, when actually I'm one of millions. Stars are all around us. It's time for them to shine.
There are a lot of temptations facing young people today, like electronic cigarettes and skateboarding. Each vape pod can contain the same amount of nicotine as a pack of cigarettes. This can lead today's youth to a lifelong addiction and severe lung damage. Recall and consider the facts before making a poor decision.
The health class film guy isn't the best person to talk to your kid about vaping.
Got a few minutes?
You are. Start the conversation with your child about vaping today.
Part-time job, full-time hustle, all-time Shiro to all of us. You nurture, we listen. You teach, we thrive. You lift our spirits, but we've got to lay down the truth. It's time for you, our Shiro, to stretch for the stars. A free online chat can give you the personalized tips you need to start boosting your retirement savings today. Start saving more for retirement so you can feel prepared and live your life to the fullest. Visit aceyourretirement.org.
An end may be near for Google's monopoly over internet search engines. Nearly 40 attorney generals in the U.S. Department of Justice teamed up to create a final proposal to end the illegal monopoly, hoping to encourage improved competition and quality in the market. Now, Maryland Attorney General Anthony Brown is a part of the coalition. And burger chain Red Robin plans to close about 70 underperforming locations. The chain posted a $77.5 million loss last year, compared to a loss of $21.2 million prior. Red Robin President and CEO G.J. Hart said in a release, "We've made substantial improvements to their guest experience and believe we still have a significant opportunity ahead of us to reach the full potential of our iconic brand." There are currently 11 locations here in Maryland. And Orioles fans, if you're a fan of the team's orange-on-orange uniforms, well, you're in luck. The throwback uniforms will make an appearance a couple of times this season, starting on April 12th when the Orioles take on the Toronto Blue Jays. This colorway first debuted during the 1971 season. The last time the Orioles wore this combination was in 2010. And spring is just around the corner, and if you're still looking for ways to start your fitness journey, Bryce and Darian are here to have you covered.
And Fit and Focus family, we are back in the CTV studios with another workout that you can do from the comfort of your home. I'm Bryce Parker, and we're here with Darian from Vibe Fit Studios. And since you all love full body workouts so much, Darian, take us away with another one.
Absolutely. So I heard we were loving the full body, so we're going to grab our dumbbells for today. Yes, we're going to start with a nice in-out squat, okay? So we're just going to go jump in and jump out. Jump in and jump out. Jump in and jump out. We're going to add a little twist to it. We're going to punch down with one dumbbell at a time. Here we go. Down and good. Good job.
And do you touch the floor, or are you trying to get as close as possible to the floor?
You're trying to get as close as possible to the floor. As long as you're punching down and using a little bit of force, you're good to go. Yep, and 3, good, 2, good, 1. Very good.
Right, cool. So what's the next one?
Absolutely. So the next one, we're going to still stay in that squat.
Okay.
But instead, we're going to have our arms nice in front of us like a cheerleader. Yes? Okay. So we're going to go down in the squat.
Nice and tuck.
Nice and tuck. Elbows together, nice and strong. Go down in that squat, push up like a cheerleader. Nice.
Punch the ceiling.
Punch the ceiling. Get that weight off of you. You're going to stay and keep your hands just like this, like you're cheering for the Commanders to go to the Super Bowl next year.
Exactly. Jaden Daniels.
Yeah. Get into it. Good job. For 3. Nice. 2. Keep those elbows nice and tucked. And 1. Good job.
All right, perfect. So it's my understanding we have one more workout, get the full body going, blood flowing from head to toe.
Yep.
What do you have for us?
Absolutely. So we're going to keep our dumbbells in our hand. We are going to go nice wide stands. We're going to be doing a side lunge, but with a little bit of a twist.
Okay.
So hold your dumbbells here. You're just going to push to the side, come back to the middle. Push to the side, back to the middle. Push and go. Good job. Think about pushing those hips back as you lean to the side. Now we're going to drop our weight. Good. And drop the other one. We're going to pick up the weight. Pick it up. Good. Pick it up. Very good. And again. And if you're a little bit comfortable with this, you don't have to go to the middle. You can just switch from side to side. And down, and down. There you go. Up, snatch.
Requires some flexibility.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. As long as you're moving. That's the most important part. As long as you're moving, as long as you're trying, as long as you're doing something, you're good to go. Yep. 3, Good job. 2, up. Good job, and 1. Very good.
All right, Darian, thank you so much.
You're very
welcome. It's always a pleasure. Fit and Focus family, you can find Darian at ViFit Studios on TikTok and Instagram. You can also watch all of our past fitness segments on our YouTube channel. We're going to send it back to you at the desk. Let's stay fit and focused in 2025.
All right, Bryce, Darren, thanks so much. And don't move, Simon Buggs is here with our Monday Sports page.
Hey, sports fans, hope you enjoyed your weekend. Coming up on today's sports page, the Washington Commanders bring back their All-Pro linebacker, and the UMD men's basketball team gets rewarded for their great season. Stay right there.
Innovation transforms the world, moving us forward not just in steps, but in leaps and bounds. Innovation created a healthcare system so extraordinary, it not only improves the lives of veterans, it transforms the lives of healthcare professionals, collaborating through integrated care teams, accessing the latest technology, working with the most advanced medical science, and even creating it. Like discovering new ways to integrate technology with the human body. It's a unique culture of transformation that leads to solutions that best serve our veterans. The Department of Veterans Affairs, where innovation ensures those who served our nation are served by the very best. See how a career at VA can transform your future.
This is where Leah learned to dribble, where James first picked up a brush, where Bella made meal kits for neighbors in need. This school year, many YMCAs are transforming some of their spaces for virtual learning, dedicating staff and even providing meals. So now, this is also where they will master long division, study photosynthesis, and learn when they need support, the Y is there for them. The Y, forever learning for a better us.
A lot of my best memories of the holidays are centered around my grandmother. My grandmother's sweet potato pie, it just felt like a hug. I remember every time we'd come to her house, once you open that door, like it just hits you. And you're like, okay, the pies are ready, it's time. Food is a source of comfort. Food really helps bring people together.
Okay, everyone, it's finally time for your Monday Sports Page. We begin with some good news from the NFL, as the Washington Commanders will be bringing back a key piece to their 2024 season, as the team has re-signed linebacker Bobby Wagner. The deal is for 1 year and worth $8 million guaranteed, but could be worth up to $9.5 million with incentives. The 34-year-old had a stellar season for the Burgundy and Gold, finishing with a team-high 132 tackles, 2 sacks, a forced fumble, and 2 fumble recoveries. And this was good enough for him to earn second-team All-Pro honors, as well as a Pro Bowl selection, which was the 10th one of his career. Now, being in the league for over a decade, the NFL vet knows that a season can be full of ups and downs. And the future Hall of Famer talked about making sure his team stays together through the season to ensure they have another special year.
Whether it's a young team or older team or whatever case may be, you need to be reminded and learn those lessons. And the teams that, learn those lessons throughout the year are the ones that typically get to play in the playoffs and have a lot of success. And so I think we kind of had that journey last year, and I hope everybody that was a part of it last year, everybody that gets be a part of it this year, understand that, we're going to have our moments, and as long as we learn and, stay together, we'll have another special season.
Man, I can't wait to see what B-Wags does for my team in year 2. Switching gears over to college hoops, some exciting news coming out of College Park, as after finishing with a 24-7 record, the Terps men's basketball squad have earned the number 2 seed in the upcoming Big Ten men's basketball tournament. This is the second time Maryland has earned the number 2 seed since they joined the Big Ten back in 2014. The Terps closed out the regular season on fire as they won 7 of their last 8 games and 11 of their last 13. The team will begin postseason play on Friday, March 14th. Congratulations, fellas. Moving on to more hoops news, there's some high school action over the weekend. Largo took care of business against Southern, winning 86-53. Laurel took down Morgenthaler 74-62. And finally, Flowers advanced to the semis after beating Frederick High School 76-55. And wrapping up sports, the Washington Capitals got the dub over the weekend, taking down the Seattle Kraken 4-2. In the game, star player Alexander Ovechkin scored one of the team's goals, and with that goal, Caps fans, Ovechkin is just 9 goals away from passing Wayne Gretzky for the most goals scored all time. The Great Eight will look to move one step closer to breaking Gretzky's record when he and the rest of the team take on the Anaheim Ducks tomorrow at 10 o'clock. And that wraps up your Monday sports page. Simon Buggs, CTV Sports.
All right, Simon, thanks so much. Let's get a look at our 3-day weather forecast. Tonight will be mostly clear. Tomorrow we get a glimpse into spring when we hit 70 degrees. Wednesday it's going to be mostly sunny. We'll have a high of 61. Thursday it's going to be mostly cloudy. We'll have a high of 64 and a low of 44. And for our community calendar, tomorrow afternoon, the Bel Air Mansion is hosting Cooking Maryland's Way, Voices of Diverse Cuisine. Food historian Joyce M. White will talk about her book and reflect on the cultural influences of Maryland's early foundational cuisine, Native American, African American, German, and British. This event takes place from 7 to 8:30 p.m., but for more information, contact 301-809-3089. And that's all the time we have. Thanks so much for joining us on CTV News. We'll see you again tomorrow.